Hey James, Stephanie here. How are you? You are working so hard. You're doing amazingly. Tell me, when are you planning to take your exam? I think you're in Hong Kong. Are they doing exams again now? Because I know that for a while they stopped the exams. I had a few students who were not able to take their exam. Do let me know if you have a plan. And I really hope it's all going okay out there. So dear Mr. Chan, I'm writing to draw your attention. You draw your attention to something about the nuisance caused by your dog during the day. Okay, this is fine, but this letter requires you to be very subtle. Okay, in English, we have quite a clever way of saying something difficult, but saying something really super politely. So I'm writing to draw your attention to, it would be the nuisance caused by your dog. So that would be just a technical grammar correction. But I would start, this is a neighbour, so I would start with, I hope you're well. Yeah, it was good to see you last week. Or something like that to indicate you understand neighbour. Yeah, okay, so just get that in there quickly. Lovely to see you last week. This is a little bit difficult, but I'm writing to draw your attention to. Okay, so you need a little bit of more gentle, subtle, blah, blah, blah at the beginning before you get into this. To the nuisance caused by your dog during the day, which has been a frustration to me over the past month, and I hope, you do need that here, I hope you would be able to, or you will be able to actually, I'll go will in here, will be able to take some appropriate action. So I don't think you need accordingly. Appropriate action. Okay. Since last month, your dog has. So since perfect, your dog singular has been frequently producing a barking sound, a barking noise. Okay. Or your dog has been extremely noisy. Yeah. And the situation now was worse. Remember, you're in present perfect. So has been worse. Watch out on this grammar because you should be absolutely getting this right, okay? So this just verb agreement, so has, and keep going. So you're in present perfect, stay in present perfect. It's not finished, it's still going. Has been particularly worse during the daytime, probably because you're off for work, or off at work, not for works, for work. Being a freelancer living next door, lovely, that's great. I've been spending most of my time working at home, excellent. So being seriously disturbed, unable to concentrate at all. Very good. I believe you would understand this situation. Yeah, this is good. And be willing. I think you need to repeat that. You understand and be willing because it's a separate verb. To take some action to improve it. May I suggest, this is lovely, so this is just right. May I suggest you hire a dog walker to play with the dog when you're out. Not only could this avoid it from making a noise at home, but also make it feel happier and stabilize its emotion. Lovely. I'm more than happy to recommend some responsible dog walkers I know from my connections. Yeah, or from my previous neighborhood, whatever, doesn't matter. Please feel free to let me know if necessary. Or please feel free to not if necessary because you want him to. Please feel free to ring me so we can talk about this. Okay? Oh, sorry. So we can talk about this. I hope you'd accept my suggestion and look forward to your positive feedback or positive response. Not necessarily feedback, response. Now, I wouldn't use yours sincerely because it's a neighbour. So just get this thing into the examiner. Yeah, I know what you want. Regards. Or kind regards. So show that you understand this is a neutral, informal letter, not a formal letter. Okay? I think it's quite nice to indicate that you know him. But very nice, that is very respectful. It's a good letter, James. Well done. Task 2. I really like this question. It's very good. Also, it's a great essay for vocabulary. So much lexical vocabulary we can get in here, which is something we're going to be looking for. So nowadays, most green energy is becoming more prevalent. Some argue they reduce costs and are better. Others believe they're a serious threat. Discuss both views, give your opinion. Experts throughout the world have debated whether the rising trend of utilising environmentally friendly energies such as solar and hydro should be supported globally. Okay, so trend of, you'd have to have trend of the utilisation of, but for me that's really heavy. So I just make this into a verb. Utilising, ing, environmentally friendly energies. So which experts? So scientists and experts, scientists and related experts or business experts. You're kind of going to get one more point for vocabulary if you do this. So you may as well do it. Who are they? Environmentally friendly energies, really good to give the example, should be supported globally. Good, I like that. While some advocate these energies could be a very effective solution to alleviate the risk of energy shortage, I strongly believe there are still numerous hurdles to overcome before they numerous hurdles before they, because you need to refer back to the energies, they could be seen as totally sustainable. Okay, just you need to repeat they because you need to have that. You need to repeat that subject. This essay will discuss both views. Yep, really nice. Good, good intro there. Really, really nice. There is ample evidence to prove that green power could be a viable option to tackle the ever-climbing energy crisis. Ever increasing rather than climbing. I climb a mountain, but ever increasing here around the globe. The central reason behind this is twofold. Now this is long. I know this is a template, but I think you need to little bit watch your word count here. Can you do this in 40 minutes? Yeah, it's a lot of writing. You could put here, this is because, or just literally here, because you're writing very high level, you don't necessarily need this. Firstly, being renewable, I mean, I'd almost do this. Firstly, comma, being renewable, comma, these green energies, such as tidal powers, which are generated from the, do you want to repeat tidal and tidal? Is there another word? I don't know. Could be obtained from the natural environment without limits. Good. Secondly, as indicated in, as named, as it named. You'd have to say as per the name, but I don't think it's very academic to say that, so I'm not sure about that. Secondly, they release a minimum amount of pollutants, including carbon dioxide and sulfates, to the combustion process. Thus, here you could have thus, so or consequently, or therefore, eliminating the detrimental impacts on nature. Just on nature in general, not the nature. There's only one. For example, recent research by Hong Kong demonstrated that carbon dioxide emitted from the production of solar and wind. Now watch out here, subject verb again. Carbon dioxide emitted was only. So I know there's lots of it, but it's basically a singular verb. Watch out on that. This should be accurate at your level. Was only about 20% of that of fossil fuels. You don't need of that. You can just do 20% that of. We can emit this one. Just because you can feel it sounds too hard, doesn't it? Therefore, it's conclusively clear the shift to green energy could be a pragmatic solution to relieve the mounting pressure in power outage. Good. Power supply. I think, correct me, I think power outage is when there is a lack of, like there's none left. Do we mean power supply here? Just checking. Doesn't matter, but just checking. However, the unreliability, now, potential unreliability, because we're going to be a bit more academic here. Potential unreliability of green energy, due to unstable supply, has been one of the most critical challenges yet to be resolved satisfactorily. Good. if you're going to use due to, you need to keep going. But I know it's a very long sentence. So you'd have to say this is due to. Either you keep going or you go this is. Due to the fact that these energies are, so present are mostly generated from the natural process of the earth, such as air movement for wind power, and or which is still. So I'm going to a relative clause. This grammar's lovely, but it's complex, isn't it? Which is still, so which is the generation process, is still encountering dramatic difficulty to maintain not persistent, consistent and stable. So consistent and stable supplies to meet the massive demands in society. Good. Okay. Super sentence. Which in here and consistent in here. The viewpoint was echoed in a study published by Harvard, which revealed. Now you've got university and university. How about in a recent newspaper article? Yeah. How about not having two universities here? Again, this is to do with the template. Like, make this yours now because you're so good. Okay, in a recent newspaper article or recent online survey or something, which revealed that total production of all varieties, plural, of green energy in 2019 could only address less than a quarter of the world consumption, mainly because of its unstable supply, which that fluctuated between seasons. According to the scientists, yeah, the situation could be significantly improved if a groundbreaking development of giant energy storage batteries. Okay, whew, this is so good. I feel like I'm reading a newspaper here. Could be significantly improved if I think you want to have the, because you're specifically talking about in development, the groundbreaking development of hang on. If there was a groundbreaking development of giant energy storing batteries in the future, I don't think you need this. Yeah. This situation could be significantly improved if there was so I'm putting the verb into here. There was a groundbreaking development of giant energy storing batteries in the future. Okay, that for me reads better. To conclude, while the positive shift of energy production from consumable, yes, and polluting fuels to renewable and infinite green power could be very beneficial. Green. We use the word clean. I'm not sure, but let's just throw that in there. Power could be beneficial. I firmly believe that it has yet to be, because we're going future here. It has yet to be, future idea. I love having yet in there. That's fantastic. It has yet to be a successful energy alternative. It's predicted that green power will continue to flourish as more advanced technologies for energy storage become mature. Energy storage are tested and become mature. Okay, the prediction sentence, I always think it needs a bit more. For me, sometimes it can be a bit like bang at the end, and I'm thinking, why is that there? Yeah, so just give it a little bit more in that prediction sentence, but a very, very strong essay, James. Whew, I'm exhausted. Fantastic work. Really, really impressive. Tell me, what do you do? Are you a scientist? This is great. Well done. Oh, hey, sadly, that's the end of the course. So tell me when the exam is. You have the option now to buy a 9 essay correction pack. If you want to keep going, you can buy a 9 essay correction pack. This is only available to people who've done the course. Okay, so this is like an exclusive. If you want more practice, so let me know. But this is great work. Well done.